Yeah, that's right. You're tuning in to the More For Me and You podcast. That's real interviews, real movie reviews, real people, real journeys. If you real, lock in. I've been working all night, early in the morning. If you hustle high, hustle, you can never waste a moment. That's more for me and you. 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 Let's go.
Welcome back to the More For Me and You podcast. I have a very special guest. His name is Gabriel Lopez. But as the, the beginning teaser, if you saw that yesterday or before the episode dropped, it's Gabriel Felipe Lopez. That was so much fun watching that, doing that teaser. But Gabriel's here, and he is a recent winner in our film festival. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Horror thriller sci-fi. And then, dude, you get to win a little producer's pick package. What the heck?
A little producer's pick is a bit of an understatement. Yeah, we're incredibly thrilled and honored with, everything that entails. And I mean, ever since then, it's been just a fever dream of bringing this project to life every day, bit by bit. So
Hey, dude.
super excited.
I'm excited as well. I mean, we get to bring your short film and develop it into a feature and bring Best Kept Shut, if that continues to be the working title for the feature as well. Super excited, and we get to develop it with you and have it premiere on Mometu next year. How exciting.
Yep.
Dude, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
The next year is going to be awesome. We're going to have so much fun.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but I want to get back to kind of our normal programming here and talk a little bit about you. That's why we have you here. We can talk about your film all we want, but I think our listeners would like to get to know who Gabriel Lopez is, or who Gabriel Felipe Lopez is, or Gabriel Felipe Lopez.
Oh.
We had multiple takes. That was a lot of fun. Where are you from, dude? Like, where'd you grow up? And tell us a little about maybe who you were as a kid too.
Yeah, I would love to. I'm from South Florida, so I'm about 30 minutes north of Miami is where I'm from originally. And in that area, I would say growing up, there wasn't much of a creative industry around me. So, my parents were doctors and dentists, my family. And so, growing up, I was always into telling stories, writing stories, whether it was like comic books I would draw and show up to school with and share with my classmates. It was just always an outlet for me to kind of like express my creativity. It's always just been how I've interpreted the world around me. And so, that eventually evolved, that love for visual storytelling, into a love for filmmaking in middle school. And then going into high school, I could talk more about that. But essentially just like having to carve my own path within this community that didn't really have space for creatives, just always kind of having to like fend for, film as like an actual creative industry. And then eventually taking me to college, where I pursued filmmaking at Ringling College of Art and Design, and taking me to Mometu and beyond.
The Mometu and beyond.
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear. Let's go. So you're younger. What were kind of your influences? Like, what were those movies you remember when you were a kid and that kind of really stuck out to where like you're like, yeah, I could do that. I want to make a filmmaker. Like, what were those? I mean, I know there's probably maybe a handful of titles that you can think of off the top of your head right now.
Yeah. For me, I always cite going to the theaters and seeing Alfonso Cuarón's Gravity in 2013 in 3D, and being like, having my eyes open and being like, whoa, like this is what films can do. Like, they can use genre to explore themes. That for me is like the film that I always cite as like the one that opened my eyes. But then in middle school, like I had a Nolan phase, I had a Tarantino phase. And then, going into high school and college, for me, it was more like trying to find like some of the classics like Kurosawa, like hate to say it, but like The Godfathers, like those are classics. Yeah.
I hate to say that. Shouldn't hate to say that. Come on now. No, that's cool. Actually, it almost seems like your influence is like, even though like I'm sure individual films influence you, it's really more like the directors that influenced you. Is that kind of like why you wanted to become a director then? I mean,
Yeah, that's interesting. Like I never made that connection, but yeah, for me I always found it so interesting how directors can make like entirely different projects, but you can still see their fingerprints on them.
yeah,
So, like Kubrick made The Shining and then he made Full Metal Jacket. And those are two completely different ends of the spectrum. But, when you watch those films, you see his fingerprints on it. Jordan Peele is like a contemporary director who I also love because, all of his films like have like that distinct Jordan Peele tone. He's 3 movies in. We all know that it's going to be a bit of like social commentary, a bit of horror, a bit of comedy. But for me, that's what I've always loved about, or at least the directors that I love the most are the ones that can, you can watch their films without seeing their name on it. And you can be like, oh, I know that this was made by them.
for sure. Like, a Tarantino film. Like it's,
Yeah.
it's like without question, that's a Tarantino film. No, that's really cool. I mean, I'm glad that you could, or I can help you put those dots together. I mean, connect the dots there. That's cool. You obviously then went to Ringling. The last 4 years, roughly, of your life, or not the last 4. I mean, you just graduated when? Was it a year ago, or
It was, about a year and a half
was
ago.
it over a year ago? Yeah. So and then you just moved to LA. So Ringling, 4 years. How was that experience? I mean, it's one of the top film schools in the country.
Yeah. For a good reason, I would say.
Okay.
If any Ringling people are watching.
I mean, if any people that are aspiring to go to Ringling too, I think that's even more so than ever. Like, why that school first and foremost? Was it just a location wise thing? Like, obviously, you're from Florida. It's in Florida. That helps.
Mm-hmm.
In-state tuition is definitely a lot cheaper than out-of-state tuition. I'm sure that helped a little bit too. But there's a lot of great film schools out there. So why Ringling? And then tell us a little bit about the school.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely being in state was a huge plus for me. For me, it was between Ringling and Florida State University.
Okay.
And ultimately, the reason why I chose Ringling was, yes, like the nationwide, worldwide recognition. But for me, the thing that set it over Florida State University for me in my choice was that it was fully production immersive. Mm-hmm. So at Florida State, you would have to be balancing that with like other kinds of classes, like, math, science. Not that those aren't important, but for me, I just needed like a fully creative environment to immerse myself in for 4 years. Mm-hmm. And what's so great about Ringling is that it is super hands-on production. It's not, you're not spending a lot of time in their film program inside of classrooms learning about the theory or, about the craft. It's as soon as you get into your second year, they put a camera in your hands and they go, okay, shoot your projects, shoot your films. And it's super hands-on and intensive. You learn by doing. So in that sense, I would say like you get as much out of it as you put into it. So, not everybody that goes to Ringling is going to walk away with the same experience that, I or others may have had. But I think it's incredibly rewarding if you just give yourself to that environment.
For sure. And not to cause like some chaos or controversy, but a lot of people out there are really kind of weighing the options of like, should I go to film school? Should I just learn on YouTube or like whatever? Like, would you recommend, like, I mean, is it not just like Ringling, but maybe even other film schools in general, like going to film school? Like, how important was that for you and others around you? Or are there other paths that you think like people should take?
Yeah, I think it's definitely more than a yes or no question. I think it does depend on, your circumstances, your upbringing, your dedication to film as your career choice. And I think, For me, it was so valuable to be able to surround myself with other creatives because I was kind of creatively starved up to that point, just going to schools in South Florida, in environments that didn't really like nurture creativity. For me, it was so important to be able to come out of that shell and to be able to collaborate with other like-minded filmmakers and individuals. And so for me, that was the most valuable part of it. And I think the most valuable part of film school in general is always just the networking that can come from it. I met my current, I don't know why I said current. I met my wife there.
Let's go. I met my current wife.
Yeah, I met her there, and we both
She Miss Lopez, or is she Miss Lopez or
Montero. But she's my creative partner as well. Like, I'm the director, she's the producer, and we both just complement each other really well. So for me, film school is more than just the craft; it's about who you meet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Being married. Second of all, I had no idea you guys were married because we've talked in multiple conversations. She's your producer.
Yeah.
That is so cool, man.
Yeah.
What a fun thing to do. Like, not just that'd have been more of a celebration than I ever would have thought of if I knew that information, because you got to celebrate winning your category and the producer's pick, not just you and your cast and crew, whatever, with your wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm stoked for you for that.
Yeah.
So cool.
We're so excited.
Milena, shout out to you. You're awesome. Hey, all in hearts. Let's go. So you move out to LA after Ringling.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why would you do that to yourself? No.
So being in Miami for the first year after graduation, it was a lot of like working on commercials and smaller scale productions, which were good, very good. But also, we both had bigger ambitions. We wanted to come to a city that was more production friendly, creatively friendly. And so for us, it was just a logical decision that we wanted to make at some point. It did happen maybe a bit sooner than we expected because Milena, again, she got an internship over the summer. So that was kind of the thing that put us over the top of like, okay, we're going to do it now.
Yeah.
So that's what brought us out here. And then crazily enough, 2 months later, we're working on a feature.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
What a story. We're going to write a documentary about your guys' life down the road. So yeah, Mometu College Film Festival happens. You get into a festival, you're like, this is cool. Get to showcase my college, my senior thesis. It's kind of fun. And then you're like, oh, shoot, I won my category. Even better, I'm in LA now. I get to go to this festival. So much fun. How was that experience for you, though? Like, not just the in-person festival that we just had, but like the streaming portion and sharing that with like friends and family that maybe hadn't seen it before, maybe even friends and coworkers that you're just meeting now. Mm-hmm. How was that for you? Like, just that experience?
It was incredible just being able to share that project with friends, that I had growing up that are not in the industry, and family friends across the world, and just being able to say like, hey, here's that project I made last year. Because when you're on the festival circuit, things are a bit like privatized, just in the sense that like, you don't want your film to be on YouTube while you're on the festival circuit because, some festivals go, oh, well, your film's on YouTube, we're not going to show it.
Yep.
So it is difficult to be able to share that with people, but through Mometu College Film Festival, to be able to go, hey, like, this is a film festival. There's other films beyond just mine. You don't even need to watch my film, but just like check out the rest of the festival. You're going to find something that you love. And then, of course, just the master classes were such a good, like, great portion of the festival. I forget the name of the guy, but the slam dance.
Yeah.
Coordinator.
So he was actually on an episode here,
Yeah.
Dan Mervish.
Mm-hmm.
And so for those listening, what if you're not familiar with it, during the festival, we have 4 master classes, one on marketing that I host myself, on how to market without a budget, which is it's very difficult to do. So I just try to go over many ways you can do that. We had a master class on independent filmmaking, and which was Dan Mervish, and he actually has an incredible book that we talked about on his episode. So go listen to the episode. You'll hear the title of the book, and then go buy it if you're an independent filmmaker. And so incredible book. And then we did a series on distribution and licensing and the pitfalls of how to avoid the things that most filmmakers get themselves into, and even some that are pretty well versed, like they sometimes can still make mistakes and getting the wrong distributor because they make promises that they can't keep and all that stuff. So got to find the right one that you can give your project to that you just spent however much money making, and then like it goes nowhere. So a lot of crazy stories, like even Lilia from I think episode 3 talked about that, where she signed a distributor, and then they were gonna get her on Prime. She was telling all her friends, her family. There were some influencers that did reviews about her movie, like getting screener copies, all this work before it went out. The night before it was going to go out, they called her and said, "Hey, we're actually pulling your film from the slate of films. It's not going live on Prime tomorrow." She was devastated. So, again, very important masterclass. And then the last class we did was on film festival strategies, and the film festival circuit, as you know, it can be ruthless, can be brutal, it can be uplifting and awesome when you get accepted and selected into a festival. It could also be demoralizing and really upsetting when you spend X number of dollars and get just rejection letter after rejection letter, and so really important to strategize how your films get out there too. So I'm glad you brought those master classes up, man. Mm-hmm. So I really enjoy those. That's actually my favorite part of the whole festival, and I hope that all of the filmmakers, or as many of them as possible, either that were there enjoyed them, or that weren't there hopefully downloaded them afterwards, because I made them available for everyone for a while. So I'm glad that touched you. That
Yeah,
means
totally. Yeah, that was like for me before the in-person portion of the festival. That for me was the highlight. Just sitting down next to Milena and watching that, and for me, one of the most important parts of a film festival is the sense of community. Mm-hmm. And for me, that also really helped to make it feel like there was a community aspect to it, being able to see the other filmmakers on there and you on there. Mm-hmm. And then the guests like Dan Mervish. So yeah, totally. Like that was like, I implore you to like continue doing that in future festivals.
No, we will. I mean, that's it's a big part of it, because again, there's this year, just for instance, 83 filmmakers that were part of this festival. Only 7 winners, right? So a lot of people are going home with, in a sense, quote unquote, nothing, right? No hardware, right? No laurel, whatever. However, and granted, we did have a few other extra winners, like some honorable mentions and the Rising Creator winners, which, got some incredible awards with that and some perks. But a majority of the filmmakers are going home with quote unquote nothing other than a selection. And, but we try to give a little bit more. So like one, you get your film made available on the Mometu streaming service, which is awesome in and of itself. But then secondly, and I think the more valuable part as a filmmaker is getting those master classes and learning that information. I think out of anything, even the producer's pick or best picture winner, like, I hope that those classes are the most important thing that people take out of it, because that's really what helps people learn and grow and become a better filmmaker, a more efficient filmmaker. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that's awesome. And I'll tell Dan, or if he's listening, I'll tell him to listen to this episode to make sure he knows that you appreciate him as well. Yeah. So maybe he can give you a few pointers on making Best Kept Shot too.
Yes.
Maybe you need to buy his book. I mean, I don't know. I might want to double check.
I need to check it out. Yeah.
So get to the in-person event. What were you expecting, and what was your experience there in person?
Yeah, I was expecting just being able to network with people, finally meet you and other filmmakers in person. I actually watched all the category winners ahead of the event just so that I could like be able to be like, yo, Al, like Home blew me away. And then
Yep.
like seeing that a second time on the big screen, like it's a completely different film. So for me, just like being able to enjoy that and to be able to enjoy people's work on the big screen was just completely transformed the films. And then of course, you know, the producer's pick just completely like blew us away. I'm still stunned about it. I'm still waking up and being like, okay, that was a dream. And then looking at the shelf and seeing it there. I'm like, oh God, like this thing's due in a year. So, you know, it's
Which is very doable, by the way.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
like a,
yeah. No,
like
it's
you have a lot of support behind you and a lot of resources.
yeah. So, you know, for me, it was just a like totally special night with great people. You know, so many people that I had been connected to through Mometu, being able to finally meet them in person, and just to be able to like enjoy a night of just amazing student films, and just like the amount of support and community that was felt there. Again, community is such an important part of these film festivals, and being able to just experience that for a night was just magical. Yeah.
That's awesome. I just love to hear this because we work so hard to make it happen, and I want to make sure that everything we're doing is impactful and we don't miss a mark. And like there were many items in my head. And I'm like, oh man, we didn't do this or this didn't happen right. And I'm just like, no one noticed, no one knew, no one cared. The other little things we did. So we had a red carpet. We had Miss World America, Athena Crosby, who was also on another episode of this podcast. She was conducting interviews on the red carpet as well. You did a Q&A. And then obviously the award ceremony, which is a whole lot of fun. Anticipation, nerves, whatever. What was that experience for you, like on those extra little things? Like, how was the red carpet for you? Was it fun? Was it like, were you nervous? Was it like, what was it like getting on that carpet for you?
Yeah, I think in terms of like red carpet interviews, I don't have much experience with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, there definitely is like a bit of nerves that go into it. But I mean, Athena just like did such a great job at making us feel comfortable and like welcome and able to like express ourselves on camera, on mic. And then just the event overall just like was so comforting and welcoming that for all of these events, like on stage Q&As, that again, I'm a new filmmaker, so I don't have much experience doing that. It just made me feel very confident and very able and spirited alongside these other filmmakers to be able to do that. So for me, it was just extremely special to be able to put myself out there in this setting that, I, up until that point, had been dreaming and working towards. So yeah, just incredibly special.
That's great to hear. Athena did an incredible job,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys all portrayed yourself very well. You held yourself very well on the Q&A stage, like in front of an audience there, a live audience. The main reason we do all that stuff, we want to have great content. We want to have our audience and get to hear more about your films and get it more in depth. But at the end of the day, it's about learning. It's about growing. It's about becoming better. And most student filmmakers like yourself haven't had as many opportunities to do stuff like that. We want to prepare you for the future. Like, we know that you guys are going to be on more red carpets. You're going to have more opportunities for Q&As. I mean, you're the cream of the crop of our festival. Like, we know you're going to continue to rise into other festivals as well. And so we want you to have those moments to where you can learn and feel comfortable, so the next time you get to a red carpet, an interview, another podcast, a Q&A session, whatever it is, even winning an award, what does that feel like? We want you to enjoy that in our festival first, because then you can take that and actually, run with it for the next one, and really feel comfortable and make sure that you don't miss an opportunity that you could maybe share a story that you would like to share. Now you're like, oh, I remember now. If I get asked this question, I can share this story. And instead of just kind of like going in blind and not knowing, like a deer in the headlights, what do I do? What do I say? Where do I put my hands? And we actually have your interview already edited and ready. It's going to drop on social soon.
Oh, sweet.
So we're going to drop all the individual ones. So it's going to be a lot of fun to kind of see. We've been doing kind of group ones, even though you've been seeing them kind of post up there recently. And then we have an amazing video that was filmed. I'm not sure if you saw the film crews that were out there. They already edited a highlight reel. So shout out to our friends over at Keyframe Studios. And happens so that Craig, our podcast producer, it's his company. So, he's over there doing the gritty over here. He's doing the Dougie. I don't know, a lot of different dances going on right now. He's excited. Keyframe's awesome. They put an incredible highlight reel, and we put it up on LinkedIn. If you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Phenomenal. We even had Mometu out there, our new mascot.
Oh, that's your new. It's official. It's
Oh
your new
yeah,
mascot?
Mometu.
Okay.
He's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Mometube's gonna visit Venice Beach soon. We're gonna get him out, dance and interview people. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, yeah. Maybe even have his own TikTok account. Who knows?
Oh, sweet.
The opportunities are endless. So you win this producer pick. How cool is that?
Speechless.
Were you expecting
Stunned.
it? I mean, you went through an interview process. It was a whole process. Like, we shortlisted films, interviewed a group of filmmakers, kind of got a short list from that as well, kind of ranked you guys. And were you expecting it? I mean, you're sitting there with your wife that I didn't know was your wife. So crazy. Still blowing my mind. But you and Melanie are sitting there. We could win this. Maybe we could. Maybe we won't.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I remember I was holding the Keytar Bear poster in my hands. And
Kelly Maloney.
Yeah.
A little shout out for Kelly. Love Keytar Bear. What a great documentary.
Yeah. It's such a great opener to the festival.
Yeah, for sure.
I was holding it in my hands. I remember Mile's like, do you want me to take that out of your hands in case they call you? I'm like, no, I'll hold on to it. Like, it's fine. And then Nicolo goes on stage and he's talking about the award. And at this point, I'm just kind of like blanking out because, I wanted the award, maybe quite selfishly. But, we both really wanted this award. And I was just like, whatever happens. Like, if it goes to another film, like, they deserve it just as much as any of us do. And then I hear Nicolo say best kept shot, and I look up. He's making eye contact right with me. And Mile is like grabbing the Keytar Bear poster out of my hands, and she's like, go. And I'm like, oh, right, that's our film.
That's my cue. I got to go up and
I'm like, oh. And
accept an award.
yeah, and like, I'll be honest, like, I didn't have a speech prepared. I just went up, and Mila and I filmed it, and I watched the video afterwards, and like, I don't remember what I said. In the video, I'm going like, I'm speechless, I'm stunned. We're gonna make the most of this award, and we're gonna make a film happen. And like, Best Kept Shot was our thesis film. It was created as a proof of concept for a feature. So, this was always something that was on the back burner for us. But just like moving to LA, it's happening a lot sooner than we expected. And like, we are so excited about the opportunity. I've already, in the weeks that have passed, I've written a first draft of it, and we are off to the races, like talking to potential crew. We're just like, every day the clock is ticking. And we're getting closer to making this film happen. And it's just a mind-blowing opportunity. Yeah, there's only so many ways that I can express how crazy this award is. Yeah.
Well, it's the reason why we created the award. Like, we want to give this opportunity to someone that deserves it. And I will say, you 100% deserve it. It wasn't that you just made an incredible short. You went through this interview process. Like, you had a first interview with me, and I interviewed a group of you guys and just kind of give you the heads up of like, hey, we're thinking about giving you this opportunity. What do you think? And like, broke it down. I was like, here's your budget, and here's your time constraint, and here's how it would work and all that stuff. And after that point, I mean, everyone was on board. But then we had another interview with Mike from Insurgents and got a little deeper. And I will say, from your interview at that moment, I had a very good feeling that you were going to win, because I didn't even know until the day of. And so you put together, and also you and Milena put together an incredible presentation of not just like, here's an idea of what it could be. Like, you knew this is what it's going to be. Like, maybe not the script yet, but like, you had a storyboard, you had visuals of like what it could look like, in a sense, right? Like, you knew, like, we could visualize you guys making this film. You knew exactly how long it was going to take you to write this script. You knew who you were going to, like, where you were going to shoot it, who your cast was going to be, where you were going to, like, you knew the exact, like, if we can do this house, we're going to use this house again. Like, all these little details, even like potentially, using some of the Ringling students, all these little touches. I mean, you were prepared. So it just goes to show, like, and we'll share this with other, we're in the future years, like, make sure you're prepared, because if you get tapped on the shoulder for this, like, it's something you want to be ready for. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more that's going to go into it, not just making a film. Like, there's going to be a lot of PR around it, a lot of marketing. There's going to be, like, obviously showcasing at the at least the trailer, hopefully at the next year's festival, and then who else knows? I mean, maybe we'll drop it in some festivals. Who knows? Like, I don't know where this is going to go yet. Obviously, regardless of all that stuff, it's just exciting to be able to make a film at what, 23?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still going to be 23, but yeah, by the time we shoot this. Yeah.
So you're 22.
I'm 23 right now.
Okay. You're 23. So you're still going to be 23.
Yeah.
Your birthday will not have happened yet. So,
yeah.
Dude, exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still, like, it's such a young age, but like, even young in your filmmaking career, like, it's not technically about age. Like, it's about where you are in your career as a filmmaker. I mean, you're still very early on, and most people don't get that opportunity to obviously make a feature film yet. So we're excited, man. Like, sky's the limit with this thing.
Yeah, I'm like incredibly excited and honored, and it's like a huge privilege for us as like young filmmakers, just right out of college, right at like new to LA. Like, none of it is, we're taking none of it for granted at every step of the way. And so, I've just been like expressing just how much and like how grateful I am to you and to the Insurgents team for sponsoring this, for sponsoring and supporting this film. Like, it truly means so much to us, and like, we're so excited to make the film, but then to see what happens after. Yeah, man.
I'll just say you have no one else but yourself to thank. I mean, we're just providing a vessel. Everything had to do with you earning it. So congratulations again. And I was so busy at the festival, I didn't get to say congratulations enough. Like, so
thank you.
Yeah. Let's get out of the festival world. It was an amazing time, but you're still doing stuff now. Like, you have to be. I mean, you moved to LA, so you gotta make means somehow. What are you doing now? I mean, I've seen some pretty cool stuff on your socials.
Yeah, I've been mostly freelancing around LA. A few days ago, I think this is probably what you're mentioning, but a few days ago, I was on a red carpet event for a Netflix documentary about the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, I'm not like the most sports knowledgeable person.
They're also referred to as the Cowgirls to Eagles fans like Craig.
Yes, they are.
Oh, cool. But yeah, I mean, that was like super cool red carpet event. Shot it with Whistle Sports, so I've been working as like a freelance contractor for them, shooting and editing, and yeah, just like trying to get onto as many low budget indie sets as possible to be able to meet as many people as possible. And even when I'm not able to find work or things just aren't aligning, I've just been going to like mixers and networking events. I've also joined a writers group in LA, and they've been like such a great resource and like an accountability partner as well, that is like keeping me on track with my writing goals. And then for Best Kept Shut, the feature, they're also a good resource to like share the drafts with and get their input on. Film is such a collaborative medium, and it's about putting yourself out there. So that's just what I've been trying to do in my time out here, whether it's through like my freelance work, or through just like going out there and just cold calling people.
Yeah, make sure you check out, if you're not already going to them, there's some events that are put on by James Colin Bresak. James Colin Bresak. He's got the double S. I always say it wrong. But no, JCB's got some really cool event that he does. I believe it's on Thursday nights. I'll get you into it. It's like he gets like the first like 300 people to just kind of join in. They just go to this place in, I think it's Studio City, and just get together. Which is pretty close to where you're living. So cool. Yeah, phenomenal group of independent artists, and James he was on this podcast as well, and he's just an incredible mind. He didn't go to film school, but he just started making films when he was 18, and has just been doing it ever since. And he's got a pretty cool catalog of stuff, and he just made a movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme. So
cool.
Pretty incredible. So I'll get you connected on that. That's awesome that you're doing all this stuff. I mean, that's what you have to do. You have to grind. You cannot just wait for it to come to you, because it's not going to. There's a lot of filmmakers and creatives and all this that they want to get on these sets and working. So I'm glad you're getting as immersed as possible in the city to find your kind of creative niche, and hopefully bring some of that stuff to you, even to your own set.
Yeah. I'm also working, I forgot to mention this, I'm also going to be working Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh,
so
yeah.
If any
cool.
listeners,
Universal.
Yeah, so if any listeners are going to be there, you might see me hiding in a corner of a house. Yeah.
You might see me, you might not.
Yeah, so it'll be fun.
Might be coming behind you with a knife.
But
Never
yeah,
know.
just like all sorts of like side quests. I think that's like kind of like a misconception about the industry from the outside. It's like you can only be a writer or a director. But it's about wearing a lot of hats.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Well, if you're not working, when we do Midsummer Scream is a cool horror con that comes to, it's in Long Beach. So if you're not busy that day, I'm going to try to go on a Saturday. I'll have you as my guest. We'll go down there and go to the con and cruise around and have some fun. It's a really cool horror con.
Sweet.
A lot of great people there. So have you and your wife come down.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We love
to have
horror.
you. Yeah. I mean, you should. You're making a horror movie, so why not? Future goals. What does that look like for you?
Yeah, for me, I mean, writing and directing has always been my favorite part of it, of just filmmaking in general. So for me, just, hopefully being able to continue writing and being able to get more opportunities as a writer-director, whether it's for like major studios or like independent projects. For me, it's just about being able to continue creative work and being able to continue like sustaining our lives and our endeavors. Yeah, that's like the long-term goal for us right now. Yeah.
Cool. And as I'm sure grandparents asked you, kids, no kids, when's that happening?
Kids? No kids.
No kids. Keep it away from kids.
Yeah, no. In this economy, no.
I'm a dad, so I have to ask. Yeah. Awesome. Gabe, before we get out of this segment of the podcast, can you go ahead and look down the barrel? I would love for you to tell everyone where we can find you, social media, website if you have it, whatever it may be.
The best place to find me is on Instagram at the Gabriel Lopez, all one word, 1 L. And yeah, I mean, my website's on there, my portfolio's on there. You can also contact me via email if you're into that, Gabriel Lopez film at gmail.com. And yeah, see you there.
Love it. What do I do with my hands? What do I say? I don't know.
That's one thing they don't teach you in film school is what to do with your hands.
Hey, you got to be able to pitch yourself, and that's what Dan Mervis talked about. Hey, you got to be able to pitch yourself in less than the time it takes you to pee at a urinal.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a good little fun fact to learn. So, the more you practice, the more you perfect it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love it. And you'll be able to check out Gabriel Lopez's short film, Best Kept Shut, on Mometu eventually. We're going to bring it back, as well as the other 6 winners sign their films onto the platform. We have the first 5 winners of the festival on our platform already. In El Halcon, which was Arlene came on and she presented or helped present the award for Best Picture. So she was on stage there. She came back, which was great to have her there. We also have like Gutter Punks and Good Boy. And what was the other one? I'm missing one other one from Cal State Long Beach. We called it the Swipe Right series, and it was with Nicola Sohn, but they had another name for it. It was like the episodic one. And then we had another documentary. It was really good as well. So, yeah, incredible films that we already have on. We're bringing some of the second-year ones back in as well. We have a couple of them up. We're still waiting on a few more. So get yours up there as well and showcase it on Mometu until the feature comes.
Yes.
Let's go. All right, guys. Well, hey, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Promoting your podcast is hard, and that's why each episode we promote a different podcast. And I've got a podcast for you to check out. It's called the Remain, Roam, Return podcast. This show is all about the adventure of stepping outside your comfort zone, roaming to new places, and then returning home with a fresh perspective. Each episode dives into real conversations about travel, adventure, and the lessons learned along the way. Whether it's stories from the road, tips for embracing the unknown, or just some much-needed inspiration to live life with a little more courage and curiosity, Remain, Roam, Return has you covered. So, if you're ready to pack a bag, at least mentally, and hear from voices that encourage you to explore more and grow more, give the Remain, Roam, Return podcast a listen, wherever you get your podcasts. And with that, let's get back to our pod.
Mr. Gabriel Lopez.
Hello.
Would you hi?
Hi.
Would you like to play a little game we call This or That?
I'm so ready.
So ready.
I was practicing on the way over here.
We throw you 20 questions. The first one we say to everyone. The rest of them are kind of tailored towards you. And then as we go, I'm just going to throw these cards, and it's a lot of fun. Ready to rock?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. And before we get going, sorry, I forgot to mention, this is brought to you by our friends at Coastline Travel. If you're looking to take a flight, book a hotel, get a rental car, or do something really fun in the city that you're flying to, go to coastlinetravel.com and they will take care of you.
Yep.
Go Coastline. All right. Let's ready to rock. Tacos or pizza?
Tacos.
Tacos. What kind of taco?
Al pastor. Yeah.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah.
Good call. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning person.
I'm not a morning person.
Yeah.
Oh, mornings are rough.
We get up at like 6 a.m. every day.
Yeah. That's pretty much when I get up to. I'm not really awake until like 8, but you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm a sleepy guy, but I also stay up kind of late, so it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Learning by doing or learning by theory?
Learning by doing.
Good idea.
Ringling.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, it's not like a motto, but
Oh,
I
okay.
definitely think it's how they do it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. They have a actual motto that's learned by doing. I don't know if it's specifically learned by doing, but it's something like that.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, you have to. There's like a certain, like you have like a buddy system or something, and whatever. So it's kind of cool. All right, you're in a movie theater. How did I get in this movie theater? Never mind. What is that? Austin Powers, and he's like, "You're in a nutshell. How did I get in this nutshell?" I'm in a glass case of emotion. You're in a movie theater. Popcorn or candy?
Popcorn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
popcorn's so good. Got to go with it. Cats or dogs?
Cats. Yeah. Easy.
Do you have a cat?
My parents have 6 cats, so I always grew up.
Yeah.
I grew up with a lot of cats.
That's a lot of cats.
Yeah, but
Cat.
also, we had a golden retriever, so I'm not like discriminating, but I'm more of a cat person.
What
for
happened?
Sure.
Did the cats beat it up or?
Old age.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That happens, I guess, too. Directing or writing?
Writing.
Ooh,
Yeah,
it's a tough choice.
yeah, it's a tough choice. I think writing is so fun, just the free flowing nature of it. Like you're literally starting from blank. So
Yeah.
for me, like that's where, for me, I can't direct if I'm not writing beforehand. So I think writing is like the bare essential to everything. Yeah.
Look, some directors are directors, some writers are writers. I will say the best for me personally are directors who are great writers because it all stems from the story. And if you know how you're going to direct something as you're writing it, and also the vice versa of that, even to the point of like directors and editors, like it's great if you have a director who knows how to edit because then you can direct it the way you know it wants or you should be edited too. So it goes all hand in hand. That's awesome. Filming indoors or filming outdoors?
Indoors.
Best kept shut.
Yeah, yeah.
Got to keep it shut.
Yeah, for sure. Outdoors, it's, there's bugs, it could rain, humidity. Indoors, you have AC. You do have to do a lot more lighting, I think. But,
Yeah.
indoors.
There's not as many bugs in California as there are in Florida, though. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You
That's
have less of those out here, at least.
yeah. Also less rain. Yeah.
True. Very true. We get a lot less rain. And when we get it, though, it dumps. But, yeah, we don't get as much out here. It's kind of dry. It's a desert. LA is actually a desert. Yeah, it was built on a desert. Live on a movie set for a month or in a movie theater for a month?
In a movie theater for a month. Yeah, I think it would be less stressful.
Yeah, just watch a bunch of movies. Got a lot of snacks there.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably eat a lot of hot dogs.
Yeah, I feel like on a movie set, there'd be nowhere comfy to sleep. Like, everyone's standing all the time. Maybe you get like a sound blanket or something to sleep on. But, I think a movie theater, it's more accommodating.
Just have to make a movie about love sacks or something like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just saying, be a comfy sleep. Hammocks. Documentary of like the birth of the hammock. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess that'd be kind of an outdoor movie, but either way, it's still in a movie set.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a set can be anywhere. So,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You can make a movie in a movie theater.
but I mean, if you're going to be in a movie theater, it better be during a month where there's like a lot of really good movies being released. Because what if you got in there and you like really bad movies, like End of the World or End of the Earth or whatever that movie was, Ice Cube.
World of the Worlds.
World of the Worlds.
Yeah.
It's not even a memorable title. Like I don't know. Just whew. Yeah, not gonna see it. Just
I've been curious
don't do it.
because
Don't do it. Too many friends have. No good. Summer or winter?
winter. Yeah.
I guess winter for you. You're probably gonna say winter because Florida winter versus hot, humid summers is rough.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I grew up and lived in Florida most of my life. So for me, like, when you ask summer versus winter, I'm thinking of Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like summer, Florida is unbearable. You can't go outdoors.
No, it's miserable. I went there in April and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I went through a lot of Gold Bond. That's for sure. Have to. Short films or feature films?
Oof. I mean,
Stop laughing over there. You're killing us. It's just, I guess it's a compliment. Whatever.
I've never made a feature, but for me, I always enjoy watching a feature more than watching shorts. For me, it's just like you have more time to dive into it to think
The
about.
question was just short films or feature films. So I guess, yeah. It's not about either making them or writing them or watching them. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of all encompassing.
Yeah, I guess features. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to make a feature, so why not?
Yeah.
Dabble in there. Storyboard every shot or go with the flow?
Storyboard everything. Yeah.
Yeah, we just had, a couple episodes ago, Monty Light, Blood Covered Chocolate. Really cool that he actually storyboards everything he does, all the way to the point where he shows his actors all the storyboards, like from every single scene, and they know exactly what it's supposed to be, exactly what they're supposed to do. It's really cool. So.
Yeah. I mean, back to your point about editing, it's like, for me, the film is like edited in my head before we film it. So for the pacing and the rhythm is so important to like have developed before you start filming. You can't do that on set.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of festivals, you're at a festival. Red carpet or Q&A?
Q&A. I think so.
You had fun with that.
Yeah.
It was an enjoyable time.
Yeah.
I really liked your guys' answers too.
Thank you.
Again, another festival question. Look at that. There's a few of them. Seeing your film on the big screen or hearing the crowd response?
I think hearing the crowd response. Yeah, because I think for me, just as a filmmaker and storyteller, it's like I want people to be engaged with the work. So for me, like hearing and seeing people engaging with it is the reward of all. Yeah.
And you were the second film to play?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
How was the response for you?
I mean, I think the film is a bit loud at points. So I think for me, it's I hear like a few gasps. I hear a few like, you know, when like the antagonist of the film is being a jerk, I hear a few like, oh, he's a jerk. I'm like, okay, like that's good, like it's working. So for me, it's like, you know, with the kind of films that, well, at least the kind of film that this is, it's like, you know, if you hear a gasp or like it's just like a gasp or a little yelp, it's like, okay, cool. Yeah.
What does a gasp sound like? Just make it. I don't know. I like ASMR. It's kind of fun. All right. Yeah. Crowd response. Love it. Again, another festival question. This is the last one, I think. I hope so. I'm not sure. I love festival questions. Talking about your film or listening to others talk about theirs?
For me, it's listening to others talk about their films.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I love just hearing what like other filmmakers brought and took away from their experiences. And yeah, again, just community at film festivals. It's about meeting other people and, you know, experiencing other stories and storytellers. Yeah, definitely.
For sure. You're stuck in a horror film or you're stuck in an action thriller?
I guess stuck in an action thriller. That would seem more fun. I wouldn't want to be stuck in a horror movie. Yeah, no.
Be stuck in Halloween Horror Nights. Be stuck in never know when you're going to get offed.
Yeah.
To the next one.
No,
Be wild. Yeah. That's kind of fun.
Doing stunts, like that would be fun to do that, to live in that life.
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Driving cars like crazy.
Like Mission Impossible. Yeah.
Let's do it. Or like Baby Driver.
Mm-hmm.
Be kind of fun. Spend a year traveling for inspiration or a year locked in a studio making films?
A year traveling for inspiration. Yeah. I think the way my brain works is like I need time away from the work to be able to come back to the work with like a newfound like energy. So for me, like, you know, traveling around would definitely, I think
where would you travel to? One
I-
place right now you get to go. You and Milena.
Argentina. I mean, she's from Argentina, so like we've been wanting to go there for a while. I was also thinking of like somewhere in Asia, like Japan. Never been on that side of that hemisphere.
Here they have really good toilets.
Yeah, bidets. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Not just bidets. I mean, like warmers. They got music. I don't know. There's a lot of cool things.
that's crazy.
Shout out Japan.
Yeah.
Making great toilets. Well, if you're going to go anywhere, make sure you use Coastline Travel.
True.
Work with a small, tight-knit crew or a large but specialized team?
I think a small, tight-knit crew. That's also what we're planning to do for the feature. You know? But yeah, I think definitely like a small, tight-knit crew where everybody kind of speaks each other's language, if you know what I mean. You know,
For sure.
everybody's comfortable around each other. We all know what we all do best. So, you know, for me, I think like a well-oiled machine for sure
Definitely.
is
Definitely. And you get to spend less on crafty.
great. Yeah.
Helps keep the budget down.
Mhm.
Shooting on location or building sets?
I think shooting on location. Yeah. We built a set for the short film, and that was just a pain.
It's not easy.
It was not easy. We were like, we're going to build a hallway. It's just one hallway. You know, how bad can it be? And then that was weeks. And like we had to do a wood cutting class too.
Yep.
That was insane. That was,
But now, if you had to do it again, would it be faster? Would it be easier?
Yeah, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just learning, doing,
Mhm.
and now you're better for the next time.
Mhm.
Love it. Win Sundance or win South by Southwest?
Probably Sundance. Although like South by Southwest, I mean, just like for the genre aspect of
Yeah,
it, that would
it's got
be
cool vibes.
that would be huge. So like I would be happy either way. I think Sundance is kind of like seen as the more artsier type of place.
Yeah. What's like the favorite or your favorite festival that you've been to? Not just for like your films, but also like just any festival you've ever gone to.
Discounting Mometu College Film Festival, of course.
Thank you, of course. Yes.
I loved Popcorn Frights down in South Florida. They're doing right now. They're doing their festival run, but that's like one of the biggest horror festivals on the East Coast. So like that was just so much fun, and you know, so many crazy movies, and yeah, just like great people there too.
Yeah. Sounds like what month is that in?
It's usually in August.
August.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I might have to try to make it out there for that one. Or if it's already just passed.
I think it's still going.
Still
it's like
going.
it's like 10 days.
Oh, it's like right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I won't be able to make it.
Yeah.
Bummer. Maybe next year.
Maybe
I'll
next year.
Put it on for next year. Best kept shut the short or best kept shut the feature?
I mean, I gotta go with the feature. Yeah.
It's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That was kind of a layup question, but I mean, the short was awesome,
Thank
which
you.
led to the feature. So we can accept both answers. It's fine.
Thank you.
Awesome, man. Well, that was this or that.
Heck yeah.
Thanks for Coastline Travel for bringing it to us. But with that, we're going to take another quick short break, and we'll be right back.
Today's small business shout out goes to Bivouac Adventure Lodge in North Park, San Diego, California. If you're in the area or just looking for a fun little day trip, this place is a must visit. It's a super unique spot that blends Parisian cafe vibes with outdoor adventure style. Inside, you'll find a circular tasting bar with over 20 rotating cider taps, from their signature blends to experimental ciders you won't find anywhere else. They also have a cozy sidewalk cafe serving espresso, tea, kombucha, and pastries, perfect for slowing down and enjoying the moment. And don't skip the general store, stocked with zero-waste snacks, grab-and-go bites, camping gear, books, and gifts from local makers. And here's a fun little secret. There's even a hidden speakeasy styled after a Paris salon, for those lucky enough to get in. So if you're in San Diego, check out Bivouac Adventure Lodge. It's more than just a place to grab a drink, it's a whole experience. And shout out to our friends at Kotu Media for the recommendation. But with that, let's get back to the pod.
All right. Well, we are back, and we're going to review a movie. Sounds kind of fun. So every episode, I give my guests a task, and I have you go to Mometu, look through all 10,000 plus titles, and find a movie that you would like to watch. And that film was
Open 24 Hours.
That's right.
Yeah.
And this was a film I'd actually seen before. So I was actually really happy because I wasn't going in blind. Usually I'm going in blind. Most of the films, I would say probably about 75% of the films that we've done for this portion of the podcast, I haven't seen before. At least maybe not in their entirety. Like I've seen the trailer or seen bits and pieces here and there, but like it is actually kind of fun seeing something fresh. This was kind of a unique situation because I had seen the film and I adore the film. Like I'm actually a big fan of this film. Cool. So why did you pick Open 24 Hours though? Because it's not about me. It's all about you.
Yeah. I mean, first off, the poster grabbed me.
For sure.
But second, ever since Best Kept got picked up for the feature, I've been watching a lot of single location horror movies. So I'm talking
Smart.
like Conjuring or like Evil Dead. And then actually before Best Kept Shut got picked up, Milena and I were working on a feature horror movie set entirely in a gas station. Like in a gas station convenience store,
Wow.
like Open 24 Hours.
Yeah.
So for me, it just felt like such a obvious choice for me to pick this film. you know, we're talking like single location, primarily at this gas station, small cast, and just like great slasher set pieces. Yeah, I had a ton of fun with this film. Yeah.
It was such a fun watch.
Mhm.
And obviously we don't want to spoil it or anything for anyone else, but if you haven't seen this film, it is a must watch. It's not just one of those films that you can watch only during Halloween, right? It's not that type of film. Like you could literally watch this type of horror film throughout the entirety of the year. It is incredible. And it's also kind of relatable too, because if you've ever gone to one of those gas stations in the middle of nowhere, in the woods or whatever, like they're kind of sketchy. So like just to imagine all this stuff going on is just crazy. Like imagine if you were a person going to that gas station, like, and that was a real thing, like having that go on while you're there, you're like, oh shit, like really throw you off. So no, incredible. I'm glad you picked it. As far as the storyline for you, like if you were directing this film or making this film, how was that for you? How was the storyline in your mind?
Yeah, I think what made this film kind of stand out for me was that it wasn't just a typical slasher film. There was also like a psychological element to it, with the protagonist not being able to really discern reality from hallucination. So for me, like that was an element that I really liked, because on top of just like getting the slasher kills, it's again just like a twisted psychological element to it, where anytime something freaky happens, it's not exactly clear what the ramifications of it are, which makes it even more disorienting.
For sure.
So I had a lot of fun
right
with
off
it.
the bat too.
Yeah.
Like, right off the bat.
That really surprised me, because I mean the film starts off and it's like, okay, this is what this film's gonna be like. Okay, yeah, I'm settling into it, and then like 10 minutes in, I was like, oh, like
Did you jump on that one?
yeah,
I mean, it got me.
Yeah, like it really just like kept me awake. I was like, oh, like this is that kind of film. Yeah.
Like, oh, that got intense real quick. Yeah. Yeah, all I'll say is bathroom. Bathroom. Yeah, no, the storyline was great. I think they did a really good job of meshing like the normalcy with the hallucination to like even keeping the audience on their toes, like even with the phone calls. Such a simple thing was done so well that then when it became kind of a in-person thing, like it freaked me out. And I was like, oh, is this a new character? Like, what is this going on? And like, it just so well done. Like, hats off to the director. The cast did an incredible job. The female lead was absolutely phenomenal. As far as pacing goes, did it keep you kind of moving the whole time? Like, were there any moments where you're like, all right, they need to kind of pick it up, or were there any dull moments for you?
Not necessarily like dull moments. I do think that there is like a version of the film that is 10 minutes tighter. But for me, like every scene was essential to this like kaleidoscope that the whole picture had of just like these like crazy delusions. And also I think another thing that was really great for the pacing was there was always like a steady flow of new characters walking into the gas station.
For sure.
And that was like also part of the fun for me, was just like seeing these kind of like character bits come in of like, okay, we have like this creepy guy who's kind of like hitting on the protagonist, and then you have like the nice coworker, and then there's the cop who shows up at like the most surprising moments.
Yeah.
So for me, there was,
And then there's the best friend, and then there's the what's it called, like the guy that checks in her, like the he's a cop, but he's a, what do they call themselves?
he was like a parole officer.
Parole officer. There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
PO. You got a PO, and then you had like the random other dude that comes in. Then you have also all the hallucinations and all that stuff. So I mean, just so much character. I would say even character depth without going into backgrounds of any character, which I thought was really well done in the character sense. That is very tough to do, especially on an indie budget. Like, you don't have much time to give that background. But I felt like even when you get to the room, like I'll just say it like that, in the room that is in the back, the people that are there, like there's so much depth that I felt from each character, from the lead to the other two that are there, and then obviously the antagonist, and like just I felt like I knew them very well. Yet there wasn't a lot of time to get to know them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that.
Yeah, I think it's like, a combination of just like great character traits, great performances and like direction. But then it is very it's so impressive to be able to do that without having every character go, "Oh, this is my trauma, this is my backstory." The film just kind of like effortlessly introduces a character, right away who they are and like what their stock traits are, and then being able to play with that. I think it's just, it's clearly made by like filmmakers who understand the tropes and the language of cinema. Yeah,
Definitely. And you mentioned or touched on the set, a single location. Very smart. Now, this was kind of a 2 location, 3 if you want to count the car. So kind of, but mainly I would say about 85% of the film is at this gas station. Super smart, cost efficient. How was that for you? Like how were the aesthetics of the set, and like even though all the little details of like all the convenience snacks and everything, and like even to the detail of the buck. How was everything severed? Like, would you have done anything differently?
I think, and I loved like the way that they used the neon lighting throughout the store, and specifically like how that helped with the geography. Like I knew we would be in the back of the store because there would be like a pink neon sign there. So I think they were very wise with how they did that. But then also, like, I think a convenience store is just such a eye-popping location for just like all the kind of snacks on the shelves. They like at one point there's a character that picks up like a jar of what is it, pig tongues or something like that.
Pickled items.
Yeah. And so like I just love, how they implement those things. There's moments where they knock shelves over. And just like the lighting, like there were like, again, back to like the colorful neon, there were like elements of like Suspiria in their like weird like expressionistic lighting that I loved. Yeah.
I hope that they got that scene done in one take with the knocking over all the aisles. Could you imagine? Like, all right, reset. You're just like all the grips are like, fuck.
Yeah, like
gotta pick up all the snacks, like put everything back exactly how it
Can
was.
you imagine the focus puller being like, focus was soft, we gotta do it again. Oh man,
That'd have been brutal.
yeah.
So jump scares, gore, psych horror, a lot of things going on. How were all those pieces for you?
I think all super strong and effective. A bit more CGI blood than I would have liked, but I mean, when they use actual blood, it gets bloody.
Yeah,
And
like the hammer.
Yeah. No, there were moments where I was like, "Oh, they went there." Like I was shocked. We watch a lot of horror movies, and so I think like we get kind of like desensitized to them. But there's moments in this movie that very like struck a nerve.
Yeah. I mean the practical effect with the bag.
Yeah.
Dude, that's commitment.
Yeah. And just like great, like amazing standout visuals as well of like there's a person on fire in the rain. That was such a great striking visual. So yeah, I think like, if you're going into this just as a straightforward slasher, like I don't think you're going to be disappointed because there's so much spillage coming out of it. Yeah.
Spillage, I like that. That's a good defining word right there. I love that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone with spillage. I'm so glad you did. That's such a cool word. I'm going to use that. Can I use that?
Yeah, go
Is
for
that copyrighted?
No.
Okay, cool. I'm going to use it again. Who would you recommend it to?
I would recommend it to psychological horror movie fans, slasher movie fans, just horror movie fans in general. If you're just a suspense movie fan, also, I would recommend it to you. Just, know that like it is very bloody and violent.
What about someone that's not really a horror fan? Like, maybe not a horror fan, but like, would you give this to someone as like more of like intro to horror? Or would this be too over the top for them?
I think just because of the nature of like the delusions and all that, I wouldn't give this to someone as their first horror movie. I would give it to someone that's like a bit more seasoned.
Okay.
Because I think the film does play with like your expectations of a horror movie and how it presents these delusions and these things. But if this is the first horror movie you watch, I don't think it's a bad choice at all either.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
It's definitely something it's intriguing enough. There's enough relatability, and it could definitely rock someone at the same time too. Maybe not. Maybe want them to not want to watch any more horror films, but it also was subtle enough to where like some of the moments were like, all right, like I kind of knew that was going to happen, right? Like I don't want to say what, but I just know there were moments like when I was in the very beginning, I'm like, oh, okay, that's happening, so that's going to happen again, or that's being introduced, so that's going to happen. I'm just like, okay, something's going to be there, whatever. But really well done. Like I don't remember the name of the director, but phenomenal work for this team, and I really, really, really enjoyed the female lead. So I'd have to say that. Everything else, the little touches, very well directed, like you mentioned. Big fan. So I'm really happy you chose this because I got to watch it again.
Yeah,
like, that was the coolest part, is like being able to watch it again, get a second eye on it and all that stuff. And I loved it just as much as the first time. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So highly recommend watching. Open 24 hours. If you haven't seen it yet, go download Mometu, check it out. And that is it. Gabriel Lopez, thanks for coming on the podcast, man.
Thank you for having me.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
First podcast.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Hopefully we got something good in there.
We got something great. And
Cool.
We'll probably do one. I mean, who knows? Maybe this time next year.
Yeah.
Get you back on here and we could talk about.
I'm going to have like gray hair.
You will. You're going to be so stressed out for making your first feature. You're going to age yourself. So, yeah, take a look at this version of Gabriel. And then in a year from now, you're going to see a whole new version. Maybe handlebar mustache this time. Maybe it'll grow in a little further all the way down. So Awesome, man. Dude, hey, congratulations again on your victory as far as the producer's pick, as far as best horror thriller sci-fi. Ken, if you can add in some hand claps, that'd be awesome. But yeah, just phenomenal, well done. And congratulations on your marriage as well. Now that I found out you guys are married, that's so cool. And you get to make a movie together.
Yep.
Even better. So congrats again. Thanks for coming on. And we'll have you back again.
Thank you. Thank you, Mometu. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome, brother. Talk soon. Thanks for spending your time with us today on the More For Me and You podcast. If you've made it to the end, we appreciate you. Now, go do us a quick favor. Please like, comment, and share this episode. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode with the incredible guests we have coming up. You can also follow us at Mometu Podcast on Instagram and on TikTok. Oh, and for your next movie night, check out the Mometu app. It's free and packed with amazing movies and shows you've probably never seen. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the pod.